GB News have announced that Ellie Costello will be replacing Isabel Webster as Eamonn Holmes Breakfast co-host in the new year. GB News stunned viewers when they announced on Wednesday that Isabel Webster was being axed from the morning show she co-hosted with Eamonn Holmes, with Ellie Costello promoted to a 5-day working week instead. The move is a huge promotion for the 31-year-old as she joins a long list of Eamonn's Breakfast TV wives. But who is the glamorous blonde? Prior to this announcement, she was already familiar to viewers as the host of the Thursday and Friday breakfast shows alongside Stephen Dixon. She has also worked with Eamonn before covering for Isabel when she was on holidays. Ellie is also well known to TikTok users for her channel at Ellie Explains, where she breaks down the big news stories in simple terms. Ellie's family have Irish heritage. She was born and raised in Essex and is fiercely proud of the county. "I love being from Essex. I may be biased, but I think some of the most down-to-earth, warm and genuinely lovely people are from my county," she has said. Both her parents are teachers and she has 2 siblings. After doing an English literature degree at Southampton followed by a master's in broadcast journalism at City University in London, the Essex native began her TV career at the BBC World Service, and later moved to the Victoria Derbyshire programme. While at the BBC, she was recognised as a rising star in 2020. Her investigations into influences being solicited for sex online and bullying in the British beauty industry while at the Victoria Derbyshire programme became some of the most watched films in the show's history. She joined GB News in May 2021, prior to its launch, as Southeast reporter. In her time at the channel, she has covered some huge stories including the King's coronation in 2023 and the general election in last year. She also covered the murder of the MP Sir David Ames, Just Stop Oil protests and the Prince Andrew case brought by Virginia Giuffre. Away from screen, she is busy planning her wedding after announcing her engagement last year in a social media post. "There's so little good news in the world right now. I hope you don't mind me sharing some of my own. I said yes," she revealed. However, she keeps her fiance private and doesn't post his name or face on social media. Her life hasn't been completely charmed though. In 2022, she opened up about the 16 months of hell she suffered at the hands of a stalker. The man in question, Leo Jones, was someone she had interviewed over Zoom as part of her work. Explaining how her job made her vulnerable, she wrote, "I felt like a sitting duck. After doing my first live of the day, I knew that I had exposed myself, and I would spend the rest of my shift looking over my shoulder, waiting for my perpetrator to show up. Then the fear would kick in, and that fear is a strange one to try and explain. It comes from an uneasiness about what that person wants with you. Do they want to say hello? Do they want a photo? A hug? Or do they want to do you some harm? I spend a lot of time by myself as part of my job. I often start work at 4 a.m., and I walk to location in the dark. I have never felt quite so vulnerable and alone as I have in the past 16 months. I realized how exposed I was." While he wasn't sentenced to jail, he was ordered not to contact Ellie for 5 years, allowing her to breathe again and take time to heal.